All right, my beautiful friends, here we go again on this lovely Wednesday, October 24th, 2018. You know, we're just surrounded, and I mean that, surrounded with loveliness. There's a few things around us that are trying to take away that loveliness. We're not going to allow that to happen. You know that. We're not going to allow that to happen. All right, let's start off with this. As I am doing this video blog, the lovely stock market is about flat. The Dow Jones Industrial Average did open with a nice gain. We seem to give that back at this time, but there's nothing major going on, and nothing major will happen. How do we know that? How do we know that? Well, you know that probably before I started this video, because you are smart and you know exactly where to look. The U.S. 10-year yield is being squashed, suppressed right now, 3.13. There is an epic amount of bond buying occurring here, and you know how this works. Just like yesterday, puts a floor under the market. Now, what's keeping the stock market from putting on any gains, at least so far today, is the dollar. The dollar is, for some reason here, getting stronger, markedly stronger. Despite that, believe it or not, you better sit down for this one. Gold and silver are not cratering. Very bullish sign here. But again, this is the paper market we're talking about. I'm going to say it, it's dog shit. It really is. They have an unlimited amount of paper to dump onto the market whenever they want. I don't trust it at all. Cryptocurrencies are also catching a little bit of a bid here. So, you know, I was thinking, I have a really, really good idea, and I want to know what you all think about this. How about we start letting the market do its one and only job? You know what that is, right? Determine fair value. What a concept. It just hit me this morning. I'm like, hold on a second. How about we just allow the market to determine fair value? What would that mean? All right, let's back up. Being that you and I clearly understand that everything prices off of what is occurring in the debt market, which is artificially fake, suppressed, in fantasy land, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. How about we allow, I mean, really, this is just a concept here, the debt market to determine fair value. Let's not have it be artificially suppressed anymore, not just here in the United States, which is insane, but around the entire world. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up here is again, we're hearing more rhetoric, and it's actually becoming comical at this point here. You better sit down. I'm not putting down the president here, but let's talk about reality real quick. If you're going to be offended here, if I'm going to say something that might hurt your feelings, you better shut off this video. But if you want to hear about truth, well, maybe you should stick around. So, again, we have President Trump kind of ridiculing his man, his Fed chair, Powell, all right? Talking about how the Federal Reserve is too aggressive, the Federal Reserve is raising rates. He seems to have forgotten a little bit that the Fed raised the federal funds rate 0.25% 1 month ago. A month ago! But see, look, the narrative is pretty simple. Most people have no idea how this works. Most people think that every day the Fed is just raising rates, so the narrative is fake. Coming right out of the mouth of the man himself who hates fake news. So look, and again, let's not forget, people, and let's be honest with ourselves. Even if you will support President Trump no matter what he does. I support the president as well, but I also will put things into the proper perspective. That's the way to actually do it, and to be a patriot. Not to, become a slave to any one individual's policy, no matter what they do, whether it's good or bad. I'm just going to support him no matter what. What are you, a lemming or something like that? Come on now, you're not. It's the truth. But this guy, candidate Trump, you are well aware, thundered thundered away during the campaign against how the Federal Reserve was keeping rates artificially suppressed under Obama. Oh, they're trying to make him look good. That's what he said, but now it's changed. And we've been fist-fed for years how, if rates went higher for the right reasons, like really strong economy, stocks would go higher too. But now there's a lot of worry here. So you have to understand there's obviously something else going on here. And it's pretty clear. Now let's go back to my amazing epiphany that I had this morning. How about, since President Trump claims to be a free market guy, how about we all write to President Trump and say, hey, President Trump, with all due respect, you're a free market guy, aren't you? How about we let the bond market determine fair value? We let the market decide. Listen to this one, people. Sit down. We let the market decide what fair value is for debt. How many of you, and I've covered this before. I mean, look, let me put this into another perspective before I even say that. I am not smart enough. Nobody is smart enough to know the actual value of debt at this particular point. I can promise you that the 10-year yield would not be at 3.13. It would be exponentially higher. I have no idea what it would be. Can you guess? I don't know, 10, 20% to 30? It's an unbelievable thing. But the concept of a free market is supposed to work here. That's how this whole thing is. Again, to have a real market, you have to have a price discovery mechanism behind it. You can't have world central banks colluding with their world leaders to keep interest rates suppressed, because that's what's going on here, right? President Trump wants the Fed to back off. They're aggressive now. Oh my God. But meanwhile, what he won't tell you, it is the Federal Reserve that has helped inflate the stock market since he walked through the doors of the White House. But he wants that market to keep going up. Why? How do CEOs get paid, people? In stock. You are losing purchasing power every single day if you have an interest earning account by rates being artificially suppressed. But you're not supposed to know that. You're not supposed to realize that because it's been going on so long. Anyway, look, I know I'm going off the deep end on this, but I really believe what's going to end up happening, and it's very sad, is the market is going to be blamed for when this whole thing corrects to fair value. It's not the market's fault. If the market were allowed to determine fair value, beginning with the debt market, yes, there is no way the stock market would be where it is right now, but it would be real. It's the managed market system like we have now, right here in the United States and around the world, okay, that has artificially inflated bubbles all over the place. It's the truth. It's a disgusting mechanism. We have to stop the freaking madness here. The Fed has got to normalize rates. We have to stop borrowing like we do. Our president, again, another thing he thundered against as a candidate, but now debts and deficits exploding like we have never seen before. It's amazing how an election can change the complete perspective from a world leader. But this is not the first time that we've seen this. It's this, it's the same boss. The boss is the same as the old boss, is the one before him and the one before him and the one before him, and it'll keep on going until we do something about it. This is our government, people. Of the people, by the people, for the people. Remember that? Anybody who's a lemming that's going to follow along any party lines or because they just like the guy's hairdo, well, then you're brain dead. It's the truth. There's no other way to put it. Stop being brain dead. All right, with that said, I did do a lovely interview with Greg Hunter, your friend and mine. I will place a link to that interview in the description of this video. Go have a listen to that. Let me know what you think. I'll see you at the end of this day. All right.